Well, hello, my name is Christopher Scott and I serve as a small groups pastor of a local church. And in this video, I'm going to give you a small group facilitator tip. I've done a bunch of these videos in the past, a bunch of tips for small group facilitators. But this video, I want to talk to you about why you as a small group facilitator need to ensure that your entire group understands the purpose of your small group before you begin. So you need to make sure the whole group understands the purpose of the group as your group begins and continues as a small group. Okay, so why would you want to do this? Well, some people come to your small group maybe for the first time, whether it's a new group or an existing group. People come to your group and they kind of have their own ideas of what a small group should be about. Some people say, I just believe in prayer. I want to be in a group and I just want to pray. Okay, prayer is good, but that's not the only thing a small group is supposed to be about. Or from my Texas roots, we sometimes found this is that people want, I want to learn the Bible. I want to be theology and Bible. That's what it's about, the Bible, right? They didn't care about experiencing fellowship. They didn't care about prayer. They didn't care about serving or anything like that. They just wanted to know the Bible and theology, right? That's not really what a small group is about either. Or some people might say, you know what? I just want some friends. I don't care about the Bible. I don't care about eating. I don't care about prayer or serving. I just need to make some friends and be with some people and have fellowship. Isn't it just about being together and fellowship, right? Things like that. Or some people might just say, I want to be in a small group because I want to do something, right? I want to teach. I want to share my knowledge. Well, small groups aren't really about that either. So with those backgrounds that I've talked about, you need to be prepared and make sure that you ensure everybody in your small group understands the purpose of your small group. And this reminds me of a part of the book of Nehemiah. If you're familiar with the book of Nehemiah, Nehemiah was serving under a king in Persia, was sent back to Jerusalem to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem there, okay, and to serve in Jerusalem. He kind of gets this burden put on his heart by God. God allows him to return back to Jerusalem to rebuild the walls. And Nehemiah 6 is where I'm going to read from. So Nehemiah's already been working for a while, getting the walls set up. And we're going to read chapter 6, verse 1 of Nehemiah and continuing on. Nehemiah, in a little more background, is Nehemiah, while he's rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, has been receiving some negative feedback, some opposition from some of the local leaders there that aren't really Jewish, they're not religious, they're just kind of the pagan Gentile leaders around there, right? So Nehemiah 6:1, Sanballat, Tobiah, Geshem the Arab, and the rest of our enemies found out that I had finished rebuilding a wall and that no gaps remained, though we had not yet set up the doors in the gates. Verse 2, so Sanballat and Geshem sent a message asking me to meet them at one of the villages in the plain of Ono, right? Oh no, this is not going to be a good idea, right? Oh no. So I realized they were plotting to harm me. So I replied by sending this message to them. So Nehemiah has his purpose. He knows what he's been sent there by God to do. Not just by God, but also the king of Persia gave him permission to do this, right? So he knows his purpose. He knows his role. But he's experiencing some troubles and persecutions. As I drop my notes here, my outline. He's experiencing some troubles and persecutions. I do all these videos in one take, right? And so that's a goof there, but that's okay. So Nehemiah is experiencing some persecution and troubles from the local leaders, but he knows his purpose. And he continues on, Nehemiah 6:3. He says to those leaders that were wanting him to go and meet with them, I am engaged in a great work, so I can't come. I am engaged in a great work, so I can't come. Why should I stop working to come and meet with you? 4 times, and then that's the end of the quote. So I'm engaged in a great work, so I can't come. Why should I stop working to come and meet with you? Unquote. 4 times they sent this same message to Nehemiah. Each time he replied and gave the same reply. So they kept sending these messages. They kept requesting. They get a little more bold. Then we go down to chapter 6, verse 9. It says, they were just trying to intimidate us, imagining that they could discourage us and stop the work. So I continued the work with even greater determination. Nehemiah knows his purpose. He knows what he was made for. He knows what God has allowed him to do. He knows what the Persian king has allowed him to do, and he's not going to get deterred. He knows his purpose, and he stays focused on it. And you as a small group facilitator need to do the same thing. You need to make sure everybody understands what your small group's about, what it's consists of, and then to keep going and don't let people take the group in a direction it's not supposed to go. And at our church, we have kind of an acrostic, L-I-F-E, life, that helps keep our groups on track, right? L is for learning, instilling the Word of God. I is for including, assimilating new people into your group. F is for fellowship, experiencing biblical fellowship. E is for equipping, preparing people to minister, right? L-I-F-E, learning the Word of God, including new people, fellowship, biblical fellowship with people, and equipping people to serve, right? And it kind of, in my mind, matches the 4 main food groups, if you think about it, right? The 4 main food groups are meats and proteins. Then there are fruits and veggies, milk, and bread. Kind of the 4 main, roughly, food groups. So different categories, but that's a simple version of it, right? And as I think about that, it kind of matches the L-I-F-E, right? Learning the Word of God is the meat, right? Learning the Word of God is the meat. That's the protein, that's the substance that you get into. Including assimilating new people is the fruits or veggies, right? Some people are a little bit more bland and laid back. They're veggies. Some people are a little more sweet or tart, kind of like fruit. Okay, that's the including and assimilating new people. Fruits and veggies. Then F, the biblical fellowship, is milk, right? Milk is kind of a staple. It can go in things and stabilize them. You do it in lots of recipes. Fellowship needs to be something that we have as a part of our group at all times. And then E for equipping is the bread. Those are the carbohydrates that gives us energy to get out and serve and do things, right? So, and at our church, it's good to be reminded that we can have different small groups, and different small groups can have differences, right? They can meet on different days and times. They can do different studies. They can be men only, women only, couples, things like that. So each group can have its own unique flavor, but the substance needs to be the same, right? It still needs to have meat, learning the Word of God. Still needs to have fruits and veggies, including new people. It still needs to have fellowship, milk. It still needs to have equipping, bread, okay? It still needs to have the same stuff in it, but how it tastes and how it looks can be different as well, right? And in addition, our church also has a covenant of love, right? And I have a video up there that you can watch about the covenant of love, about how we teach our groups to do this covenant of love yearly to help keep the groups on track, right? And there's 7 elements of the covenant of love that my senior pastor, Dave Miller, has written out. It's a great covenant or group agreement. Talks about being faithful in attending both my small group and the weekend church experience. To be faithful in attending my small group as well as at church over the weekend. We want people to be in both. Punctual in arriving on time and leaving the small group on time. You got to start on time and end on time. Edifying in building up and encouraging others in our small group. We want people to be encouraging and support each other. Open and learning to be more transparent with my group. Confidential and being trustworthy with the transparency of others. What stays at group, what says at group, stays at group. Confidential and trustworthy. Gracious and not criticizing the church or other people. We want to be gracious. Courteous and listening well and not dominating the discussion. So I hope this has been a helpful video for you to ensure your group understands the purpose of the group from the beginning, and that you as a facilitator, one of your roles is to keep the group on track and keep them going forward. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching this video. If you want to catch other videos, you can subscribe to my channel up there and get updates on future videos. If you want other small group facilitator tips, I got a bunch of videos in a playlist up there. If you want to learn to use the Warren Wiersbe Bible Study Guides to do a verse-by-verse study in your small group, I got some of those videos over there. Or maybe a topical DVD study, I got some of those videos over there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again soon in another video.